Hello and good evening. I'm Charles Coe.
I'm Porter Hewitt.
And this is Channel 4 News reporting to you live.
Today we'll explore the current perception Americans have towards immigrant policies and dig deeper to find if America truly accepts everyone.
This concluding presidential debate has stricken many immigrants with fear and opened up the door to discrimination and stereotypical comments. Along with the recent political developments, social tensions are at a high. Where do these issues derive from?
Well, Charles, we've heard of some research at UT concerning the myth that America has always accepted everyone. Reporting to us live on site is our senior correspondent, Jose Flores. How are you doing, Jose? Can you hear us?
Thank you, guys. This is Jose Flores reporting live from UT Research Centers. Today I had the honor to have next to me one of the biggest experts on the immigration field, Dr. Debbie.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, Dr. Debbie, can you tell me a little bit about the latest research ventures?
So we sat down with 3 to 4 people and spoke about the myth that America has always accepted everybody. We framed the dialogues by beginning with a lighter question and gradually increasing the intensity and then ending it with a lighter one. The questions we used for the dialogue were as follows. Explain your prior knowledge pertaining to the acceptance of immigrants in the U.S., such as laws, acts, reforms, and/or personal experiences. Have you had any personal experiences with an immigrant who has migrated from the U.S.? If so, what experiences did they have, and how did it mold your perception of immigrants? How do you feel about the current immigration laws, and do you think this accurately reflects how the American people's ideals and values? What is the ideal immigrant by American standards, and how has this idea changed over the years? How have recent events and media shaped your opinions on immigration? And has America always accepted all immigrants with open arms? We had 4 members in the group, which means we had 4 separate dialogues and research sample groups.
Can you tell me how did that process go? How did people respond to your question?
Right, so the dialogue process was a little bit tricky at first. It was a little difficult getting people to open up and break the ice, essentially. But as the conversation went on, it became easier for people to facilitate the conversation.
What did you discover from this study?
Well, I discovered that this dialogue is not something that people talk about often, clearly because it was so difficult to talk about at first, even though a lot of people might agree with the topic that America hasn't always been accepting to immigrants.
All right. Thank you, Dr. David, for your time.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to having me back to the studio.
Thank you, Jose. Very interesting interview. It has become evident that the power of dialogue and these thought-provoking questions have been able to depict how citizens feel towards immigration.
Dialogue has been an extremely effective tool because it forcefully engages the other individual to interact and defend his or own stance on a topic.
Now, when discussing a highly controversial topic such as immigration, formulating questions prior to the conversation can facilitate the flow of communication and ease some tension. One of the most important and crucial aspects of dialogue does not revolve around speaking, but listening to the other individual. By doing so, you will both receive and understand each other's point of view and how prior experiences have molded their opinions.
Well said, Charles. Thank you all for watching us on Channel 4 News. Catch us tomorrow night as we discuss Trump's developing staff.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Channel 4 News for You. Good night and stay classy, Austin.